What's going on, everybody? It's John. I do some videos on investing, uh, credit, and generating income online, and also starting to do some. Actually, something I've done for quite a long time is kind of rentals. So, short, medium term, and vacation rentals. Basically, got some interesting information. What's going on is apparently what's happening is Expedia. Expedia owns VRBO. I've done both VRBO and Airbnb for a long time. With the pandemic happening, it's kind of been, in a way, it's allowed me to start using Airbnb a lot more, which I had intended to do for a long time. One thing that's always been nice about VRBO and Expedia is that they actually, like, if somebody booked, for example, let's say somebody booked a month, like right now, somebody wants to book a month in, the middle of June to the middle of July, they would actually pay for that and they would send that to you right away. So it actually ends up being really good for, really cash management, right? And for years and years and years and years, would do that on VRBO, and I kind of it was made it that is quite a luxury actually, and it made it very difficult to actually switch to Airbnb unless it was kind of like number one, there really weren't any other rentals, and then number two, if it was like right after another rental that was actually booked. So I was always able to do like a little bit of Airbnb here and there, but really not too much, right? But basically, as the years have gone on, I mean, Airbnb is just dominated, with traffic and what they're doing. And if you actually take a look at their businesses, Airbnb obviously went public in the mid-December, actually maybe early December. I did a video on that. And then Airbnb had their first earnings release in early February. I also did a video on that. I'll put that in the information tab if you want to check it out. But if you look at it as a business, they're over 100 billion. They're about 114 billion market cap. And then Expedia bought VRBO back in, I believe it was 2015, because I remember 2015. It was around that time. That was like pretty much, I think, the last year that I was able to actually collect security deposits on my own, because once, they took them over, they spent about a year rolling out like their new features, and then all of a sudden, VRBO started charging what's called service fees, right? So if you actually book, the actual user, the person that books actually pays a service fee, which is really just, I don't really know what they get with that, but they told me over the years that service fee is actually, basically, part of that service fee is like if somebody shows up and it's just, the property's uninhabitable, then they're going to put them up somewhere else. But anyway, I haven't had that particular thing happen yet. But anyway, you cut it, it is actually, in my experience, it's a little bit cheaper for a traveler to stay through Airbnb versus VRBO, because in general, I mean, I've kind of found that the properties are a little bit higher priced on VRBO. I think that the one reason that may be is because it's a little bit of an, let's say, an older audience. VRBO has been around since about 1995, and I actually started on VRBO back in 2005, so a long time ago. But I do believe that their user base is a little bit older, Airbnb is actually very diverse at this time, but I can tell in terms of what the pricing recommendations that Airbnb gives me quite often, their pricing does look pretty low. And then from a traveler perspective, the service fees are a little bit lower as well. So I do think that it is a little bit more economical. If you were to find a place and both of them are on VRBO and Airbnb, it might be a little bit more economical to actually to book it through Airbnb if the actual host is willing to do that. But yeah, so what we have here is I found a pretty cool clip about what's happening is because of how Airbnb has really come in and taken over. I shouldn't say taken over, but really become such a prevalent force and so dominant in the space. Expedia now is going to be going out and poaching superhosts. So I guess they got to do something, right? But anyway, Expedia might be an actually pretty interesting opportunity. Maybe take a look at their I don't have their numbers just yet, and when I do an earnings release, I will do a video on that. But basically, Expedia has got about a $25 billion market cap, and they were, oh my gosh, they were really low. If you take a look at how low they were, oh my God, back down to like $40 a share about a year ago, $47 a share. They're now, oh wow, they're now $176 a share. So you you could have literally 4x your investment. Wow. I do have a little bit of Expedia, but not that much. That is pretty amazing. Their 52-week low. Their 52-week low. Is that right? Their 52-week low is 46.15, and their 52-week high is 187. That is a pretty. That's pretty amazing. You could have 4x your investment with Expedia. I should have done that. But anyway, so let's go take a look at this clip. They're talking about what it's going to be is Expedia is going to go in and poach Airbnb superhosts.
Heating up, Deidre. You're certainly right. Expedia now deploying a dedicated sales team to poach Airbnb superhosts. These are Airbnb's, as you know, most valuable and experienced homeowners. It's a strategy that involves a mix of direct targeting, the use of social media to reach out to frustrated hosts on competing sites, and the launch of a fast start program that allows homeowners to transfer their status. That way they don't have to start fresh on VRBO with no ratings or credibility. Now, Expedia tested the program on 1,600 homeowners who recently joined VRBO from other sites, and so far they say they've seen a 25% increase in bookings. Now, while VRBO remains Expedia's fastest growing business, it still pales in comparison to Airbnb, but it's clear that the company's strategy in gaining more market share is focusing on those high quality homes on their site. I spoke with Cyril Rank. He's the president of Expedia's travel partner group. He says there is now a fight for supply. He also said as states lift restrictions, they're seeing an immediate effect on bookings, which just underscores these recent moves, Deirdre, to really try to gain market share as this market continues to remain super hot.
Right. And Seema, what is sort of the post-pandemic strategy? I thought it was interesting the other day how VRBO was leaving Toronto, which is, you know, an important market because of new regulations. Airbnb is staying there. Of course, throughout the pandemic, we've seen cities not prove as popular as rural or vacation destinations. But what do you think the strategy is there? I mean, Airbnb has always taken the long route when faced with regulation. They've complied, seen business dip, but then rebound ultimately. Where do you think Expedia is on this?
I think they're playing the long game, Deidre. I think because demand right now is still highly prevalent in those remote locations, the focus is really on building inventory in the beaches, mountains, resorts. That demand is not expected to go away. In fact, if you look at some of the hottest destinations right now, it's near the beaches around Florida, Texas, Alabama, in the South. So that's expected to be where you see demand continue even throughout the summer. Urban cities, that is still an area where Airbnb has a larger share of the pie. Over time, as city restrictions lift, the hope is that demand will return there as well.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
So there you go. Yeah, so it is pretty. It's pretty interesting. Airbnb is 4 times the market cap of Expedia, but yeah, it would have been a great move. In fact, I mean, there's probably you know, a good potential to maybe actually get a little bit more of a return on your investment by investing in Expedia as opposed to Airbnb. You know, I do actually really believe that Airbnb could possibly become one of the biggest companies in the world one day. You know, I'm a little surprised that their market cap has shot up as high as it has, as quickly as it has, but I do plan to, you know, basically invest a whole lot more in Airbnb when the time is right. You know, it's April 1st, so maybe the time is right now, but I will be, you know, certainly increasing my exposure over there to Airbnb. Everybody, I'm going to start doing some more videos on rentals. You know, it's actually getting ready to be pretty busy season. I've got like a little kind of a lake villa here in California, and I got people already starting to book the summer, already starting to, you know, want to book June and July. So it's starting to be that busy time of year for that. And I got a lot of content, you know, just from so many years of experience of doing that, you know, for vacation rentals. So I'm going to start doing more videos on that. I actually do have a couple. I think I did one video on kind of basically navigating your maximum guest policy and how you can actually make money from that. And then I've got another video where I did it, on short-term rentals, but I really only have 2 videos that I did right now. So I'm going to start doing more as we actually head into the summer here. Everybody, I do videos on investing, on generating income online, and then on credit. Okay, I'm going to put a few links that I have here. Basically in terms of investing, I've been investing since 1989. My first job out of college was Merrill Lynch, then investment banking. Then I worked at Sun America here for 3 years when I first moved out to Los Angeles. Everything I do here is for entertainment. I'm not a financial advisor, but I have, certainly been doing well with investing. In fact, one of my videos, I'll put it here. I actually go and take a look at what my portfolio does compared to the S&P 500, summer of 2017, all the way to the end of summer of 2020, and I actually did 300% plus better than the S&P 500. So I'll show you that video here when you get a chance, and then also I'm going to be coming out with more videos, on generating income online. Generated about 20 million in career revenue going back to the mid 2000s, and really don't have too many videos on that just yet because generating income online is actually quite complex. Once you find something that works, you can really scale it to the moon, but it can be a little bit complex. And then I got a guide. So that guide, the blueprint is it's only $7, everybody, and I got 15 pages. Basically all of the groups in the US that provide a free credit score, plus all the groups that provide a free FICO, and every single bureau with that FICO, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That way you don't ever have to pay for a FICO again. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.